I'm blind taste testing 96 different branded lagers that I've picked up locally to me. I've completed the group stage where I've tasted all 96 lagers and selected 32 to go through to the knockout stage. In the last video, I done groups 1 to 4 and I selected 8 beers to go through to the quarterfinal. I'm now doing groups 5 to 8 where I will select the second 8 that will progress to the quarterfinals. Welcome to group 5. We're at the halfway mark, just completed halfway through on round 2. Group 5 starts us on that second half. These ones were quite active, so I've had to wait for them to settle down a bit actually, and then that bodes badly on this one, which had a nice head and has dissipated slightly. I think it's just a bit of heavy pouring unfortunately has created that. So we're looking at beer A first. So there isn't much carbonation. Well, there's no carbonation actually running up the glass, but it does have a nice little tight head on the top. It's a malty nose. Yep, nice malty nose. Taste-wise, it has a little hot bitterness on that, which is perfectly acceptable. Yeah, carbonation's quite low. The body is a nice medium body, so it's got a good mouthful to it. And it has a nice malty flavour, I should say, sorry. Yeah, that is pretty decent. Beer B, carbonation rolling up there. It does have a little head on top. This smells more malty than the first one. Yeah, it's got that biscuit malt. That's smelling very inviting. Let's get in for a taste. Yeah, that's a good malty one. So lovely malt flavours coming through on that. So that sort of biscuit malt rolling over the tongue. Carbonation could do with being a bit better, but it's decent level carbonation. Yeah, it's decent carbonation, so that's like a medium. It's rolling over the tongue, carrying all the malt with it. Good body. That's deserving of its place here in this round. Beer C, I can see there's still a carbonation rolling up on that. This looks to be the most golden out of them all, so it's moving from the pale to the golden spectrum. Nose-wise, I am getting that peach thing I talk about so often. Yeah, bit peachy. Okay, let's go for a taste. I'm assuming it's the hops in here that's causing that nose all the time. Again, good carbonation. It does have a slight hop sweetness to it. There is a decent amount of malt. I wouldn't say as much as the first two, but there is a malt flavouring in there. And yeah, body and mouth feels good on that. And on to D. D, as I said, unfortunately, I think it's being poured slightly better than the other ones, and so its head has gone slightly. I can still see carbonation coming up on it. So it looks to be the palest out of them all. The nose is lacking though. Yeah, there's not much on that nose. Not much at all. Okay, let's go for a taste. It's clean, but it's quite thin in body, especially after these three here. I think it's struggling. If it maybe was in a different group, it might have done better, hence why it might have got through here in the first place. It could have been in quite a bad group, but Yeah, it seems to just be lacking. It's very clean, but it just feels a bit thin and overall lacking in other aspects. So there's no hot bitterness, there's no malt flavor. All it's got going for it is that it's crisp and clean, which is okay, but compared to the malt ones we've got here, I'm more vying towards that. So I'll do a quick retaste and then I will come back with the two that I'm putting through, which probably, as you guessed, isn't going to be that one, is it? Okay, after going through the retaste, I know we've already discounted D and it's still discounted. It's going to be between these two. I'm discounting C. C, I said it's that peachiness and it's just something not quite overall enjoyable with it because of that flavor. I mean the scent on it. So it just sort of impacts the flavor. So it's between these two, and it is quite a close call, but I think I'm going to put B in first place and A in second place. We're on to group 6 in round 2. Get on to A straight away. It's got quite a big frothy nose. I might have to go the other way, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to go the other way for once, just based on the head pause on these. Let's go with D to begin with. So D, we're looking at, yeah, this is almost straw colour. It's very pale. Carbonation rising up, not much head. Oh no, oh no. It has a very skunked smell on it. Oh dear. I mean, it could be, I'm assuming it's a green or clear glass bottle. Maybe the one I had in round 1 wasn't skunked and it's got through, so unfortunately this may impact it, but yeah, that's very skunked. Although I can smell a malt to it, it's skunked. Let's go on the taste. It's not skunked on the taste, but the nose is a bit too overpowering. You have to drink with your nose closed, otherwise the skunkness comes through. It's low on carbonation. It's got a good sort of cereal malt to it. Tastes nice, just the nose is slightly off-putting. It's one of those ones that if this is in a bottle, it probably would be better on like a can or a draft where it can't get light struck and ruin the hops and create that horrible skunky nose. C is a good head. It is the most golden out of all these. It is moving to a very deep golden color there. The head is a very, very nice tight head. And the nose, there's a light, sweet malt nose to it. Yeah, a light, sweet malt nose. That smells good. Let's go for the taste. Carbonation's quite low, but it has a lovely malt flavor. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, that is really good. The malt is, it tastes so good. And it just coats the inside of the mouth. That is really delicious. On to B. B is going a bit paler, but it's, I'd say, much more darker than D was. Nose-wise, it's a light malt nose. Yeah, you get that sort of like cereal malt nose. Okay, taste-wise. Low to medium carbonation on it. Very clean finish, but it does carry that malt over on it. That's nice with the malt. Yeah, carries the malt over, really nice, good mouthfeel, good malt flavour, all-rounder, quite decent. On to A, which I originally was trying to start with, but had such a massive head, but the head has dropped down now. It's left its remnants there, but it still looks quite active. Again, we're going up. It's probably the second most darkest, but it's not golden. It's pale at this stage, so it's darker than B and D there. Nose-wise, it smells lovely. Yeah, that's got a good biscuit malt nose. That smells good. Let's try the taste. It's lacking in taste. The malt is there. I mean, the carbonation is... It doesn't have much carbonation at all. It's a low carbonation. And then flavour-wise, it's malty, but it's just not quite up to these two. Yeah, and has a slight dryness on it as well. Not quite up to level of these two. I will quickly retaste, but I think you and I both know which two I'm probably going to put through at this stage. Yeah, so quick retaste. Didn't need to do much deliberation on this one internally. I'm going to put through these two in the center. I'm going to put B through as 2 and C through as 1. C just was better overall on maltiness and flavor than B. So those are the two that are going through. This is the penultimate group in round 2. Let's just kick it straight off with a BRLO here, which seems to have a nice little head on it. Let's get a whiff of the nose through that head. Oh, that's a good malty nose, although I feel like I'm getting an element of skunkiness to it. It smells like a Euro lager. That's what I'm going to say straight up. Okay, let's go in for a bit of a taste. Obviously, I've jumped and forgotten that I'm supposed to describe the colour for you, but yeah, it's more on the straw element of that pale colour. Oh. Okay, so carbonation is low. The malt is there. Body doesn't feel amazing. It's quite a low body as well on it. It's easily drinkable. I can see why I put that through. That seems a very easy drinking beer. But whether it competes against these ones, we'll find out. Okay, beer B. Oh, wow. That's got a hoppy nose to it. Yeah, this is hoppy. Wow. So this is this is the darkest one here, I think. But they are all quite pale on this one. So this is the closest on the pale to gold scale that we're going. But the rest are moving towards the straw. That smells so inviting. Okay, let's get in. Carbonation, not entirely there, but flavour. Can't knock that. That is a good flavour. It's not malty though. The malt is not there. What I'm going to say is that is entirely hop carrying it through. So the body is quite thin. The carbonation is light, but that hop element just does carry it through nicely. On to C, which I'm going to immediately guess this is going to be craft again. I think that was craft. I think this is craft. This is hazy. It's not a chill haze. It's hazy. It looks definitely closer to the straw color, nose-wise. Oh, it is quite a malty nose. Yeah, so that's quite malty, but there is a slight citrus tropical note on it. Let's go for a taste. Good carbonation on that one. That is good carbonation. So that's above medium on the carbonation level, which is perfect for what I'm expecting. there is a hop bitterness to it as well, but yeah, I think that goes really well with the malt. There is a malt to it, there's the hop, and then there's a bitterness, slight drying at the end as well. All-rounder, that's pretty decent. Now to D. D is the lightest out of all of these. I originally thought that C might have been the lightest, but no, this is the palest one going. That is shandy colour, a term I've used a few times. That is like a shandy. Let's get the nose. It's a malty nose. It is a malty nose. That's a nice malt coming off it. If I'm going to say it's like a bread style malt nose that I'm getting. Let's go in for the taste. Okay, carbonation on the low end. Actual body again towards the low end. But the malt, that is good. That is a good malt flavour that comes round, coats the mouth, leaves it there as well. The word I'm going to use is clean. That is a clean malt lager. It leaves you with that malt flavour, wanting to go back in again to get some more of that delicious malt taste. I have a bit of a test ahead of me now, or a bit of a challenge. I'm going to retaste. I'll come back to you and tell you which two I'm going to put through. My mind has been made up quite quickly, actually, through the taste then. I'm immediately discounting A, just not one that I'm considering pushing forward. It's a Euro lager. It's decent, but it's not met the mark against these other three. The other three is where there's a bit of competition between them. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put D through as my number 2. The reason why I'm putting D through is, as I said, that is a really good multi-session lager. No hops required, to add all the citrus, all the rest that you may potentially want or not want. If you're wanting a multi-lager, that is hitting the spot. So that is my number 2. My number 1, though, is going to be C. I'm choosing C just because overall that hop that they've got in there just brings more to the beer than B. It was sort of a tough call, but I feel that these two edged out B, and that's my number 1 for this group. One more group to go in this round. And here we are, the final group in round 2. I will say that round 2 has been a better round than round 1. Just the quality has felt better. I've enjoyed drinking them more. But then again, I mean, there's less in each round, and I did put through my preferred one. So what else did I expect? Enough rambling. As always, let's just get into it. So let's get to A. Looking at A, this is quite pale. I've been saying like a lot of the pale ones are potentially rice lagers. But let's have a nose of it. I mean, that was a weird nose to begin with. Sorry, I'm going to put that down and let's go again. Yeah, that's not what I was expecting. Sorry, I set myself up for a rice beer, and I'm getting... I know this is going to sound totally weird because I don't think I've said this at all anyways, but I'm getting slight cigar notes, which is bizarre, but I did say on one previously I was getting like burnt elements. I wonder if that's this one. I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, okay. Let's go in for a taste. It's clean. I mean, it feels like there's almost no carbonation on that at all. That is no carbonation. A slight dry element on it. Very thin body. I'm wondering how I put this one through. I mean, it's clean and easy, but I can't think what that is. I know I'm not supposed to be guessing. I said this before, but just even thinking through styles in my head and what was purchased as part of 96, I just can't think what gives off that sort of nose and then taste. Beer B, let's get onto it. Much darker in colour. That is pushing on towards like a golden, but not quite there. Nose-wise, it's got a citrus nose to it. Yeah, it's giving off a citrus nose. Let's go for a taste. That, yeah, citrus on the taste as well. That is, yeah, that's a citrus nose, citrus taste. It's not quite big in carbonation, so I would say that's a low to medium carbonation. The body is again tending towards the low, but it does feel like a lager. So it has those lager qualities in the mouthfeel as it's going through, but it's lacking on the malt element. It's just relying more upon the hops. And this is where it will come down to my individual opinion, because that's all it is. This is my opinion. Everyone else has different tastes and we all decide things differently. But yeah, it will come down to whether hop or malt may win. Beer C here. And again, we have, ooh, I don't know if that's a chill haze or it's a hazy beer. I know we did have hazy in the first round. I don't know if I put any hazy through, but it's got a slight haze to it. Nose-wise, it's lacking slightly. It has a sweetness to it. So the sweet malt is there, but it's not as big a nose as I was expecting, maybe. So I'm going to say, originally I thought it may have been one of the craft beers, but I don't think that's a craft beer now. I think this is a lager. I mean, they may call it craft, but I mean, by craft, I mean hopping. This is a lager that's going to be a lager. Let's go for a taste. Yeah, good body. Carbonation, not huge. So carbonation, not all there. But as I said, it was a good body, good malt. Yeah, a decent drop. And it's the final beer. Right, on to D. Final one of the round. This is more a pale straw colour that it's going for. Light combination coming up the glass. Nose is, yeah, definitely edging on the malt versus sweet side, so definitely more malty. But it's also got, and I've said it before, that slight, I call it a peach element. I get a peach element off it, and that makes me think maybe it's a Euro lager. Let's go in for a taste. I was about to say clean, and then there was a slight taste on it. Let me go again. Yeah, it's a bizarre one. I'm thinking now, what did I put through? I can't even think what one that may have been that I put through. It seems to be lacking overall, unfortunately. On the taste, it comes through light carbonation. Body is quite light as well, I feel. And then taste-wise, it just seems to have a slight off note as well as it goes through, and it seems to be lacking slightly. Yeah, it feels a bit of a downer group to end on. I don't know why I'm saying that, but it just doesn't feel quite as hyped as when I finished round one. Round one, I think, was a good ending, but I can't remember now. That's so many beers ago. Right, as usual, I'm going to do a quick retaste. I'll be back in a sec. So again, it's one of those ones that I don't think is going to be too much for a shocker if you've watched what I'm saying. What I'm going to do is, for number 2, I am choosing C here. I'm putting that through. It beats out the others just based on flavour and nose profile. And then number 1 is B here. Now, I think that's definitely a craft one based on the flavours. A close third was this one on the end here, but I said it was just slightly something off about it, which is why that's my 1, that's my 2. That's the end of round 2.